Waterwork has been around for hundreds of years. People have used water to aid their body. And places around the world now are starting to figure out that water training can really benefit their athletes. And it does that for a lot of reasons. So number one, again, if you're an injured athlete, right away you can start moving your limbs in water in different ranges of motion, different planes of movement safely. Now there's resistance from the water, but there's no real weight load to it, so you can't make an injured area worse. And you can stimulate the muscle to relax and fire and work efficiently in water, because if you tense up in water, you'll actually slow down. So water forces you to learn that capacity to relax properly and really improve your muscular efficiency. One of its biggest advantages is that you can train every single part of the body in there if you want to. You can train the arms to move faster, the legs to move faster, you can get core strength out of it, you can do plyometric movements in the water, and again, especially with kids and anybody else, you just have no chance to hurt them. Now you might drown a couple, but you're not going to hurt them in terms of overloading their body and risk injury to joints that are expanding and developing. And that's the biggest thing you got to avoid with kids. This notion by many trainers in this country that it's safer for kids to be doing conventional Olympic lifts is just asinine. I mean, you've got a body that just isn't even remotely developed yet, and now you're risking it with excessive weight load. It's craziness. Kids need to learn how to use their body, how to move their arms, how to run, how to jump, where their power comes from, which is the center of their body. Water, again, for general fitness is great because not only can you do it every day because you're not getting delayed onset muscle syndrome from it, you don't get the typical residual soreness from it, because again, your body's not under heavy load, so you're making your muscles work in ranges of motion that you normally wouldn't do other than just this kind of stuff. So it keeps the joints very healthy. It allows for a much better symmetrical look to the muscle because it tones very quickly. And it's such high intensity that you're burning so much energy to achieve it. Working out and fitness, it's always attached to how you look, the aesthetics of it. And certainly having a body that looks like a swimmer or anybody else like that is always advantageous. They all have the same types of physique because the body actually adapts around the work that they're doing. One of the reasons you have athletes that look a certain way is just because they move a certain way. Strength through movement is still a modality of how to strengthen the body. So you're not using typical weight load to achieve that. Tons of athletes throughout history have improved their power capability simply through movement. They mastered the biomechanics of that movement pattern and their body adapted and morphed around it. So to be able to achieve the look of an athlete, it would be logical that you would want to train similar to an athlete. In our system, what we're doing is we're achieving those results without using a conventional system to do it. And what we do here is focus on training the athleticism of an athlete from head to toe. So water strength training is so efficient because of the amount of muscles that it forces you to move, because we're doing it all in dynamic fashion. You're moving the limbs while you're stabilizing the core. That's always the best way because you're involving more muscle groups instead of just isolating, which is what most exercise routines do. They just isolate a limb, tighten that muscle down, you know, it swells up and it appears to be doing something better. And again, it's an appearance, not a reality. What we're looking for is to achieve the aesthetics of an athlete without any risk of injury, and you want to actually feel good after you work out as opposed to that you've just beat the hell out of your body, which is what most systems do. It's just more load, heavier, and you just walk away from it, you know, sore and can't move. Well, anybody that works for a living, I mean, who wants to sit through the day like that? You want your workout regimen to stimulate your brain, stimulate your body, and the only way you're going to do that is to challenge it in different ways. It's got to move in different ranges, move in different planes. It just can't do the same old stuff all the time, otherwise you get the same old results.